Right, so this is the second part of putting in the axle sliders. So you saw my other video, I did the rear. Now I'm going to do the front. The front of the front axle. This is one of those things where you hope you never have to use. And I've never on the street. I've never gone down. I've never ever gone down on the street. I've gone down in dirt and on gravel roads, but not on pavement. I did drop, going down meaning crashing, not dropping a bike, like say for example in your driveway or in your garage. I've done that a whole bunch of times, dropping the bike on the driveway and basically pushing a bike around, because bikes are heavy and I'm a small light guy. Especially a new bike, because you're not used to the bike, the balance of the bike and everything. That's usually that's when the chances of you dropping the bike from just pushing it around is higher than any other time. But yeah, on the street I've never gone down. And I have a lot of miles, street miles. I have street miles. Let me see how many miles do I have under my belt. I probably have at least 150,000 street miles under my belt, and I've never, crashed on the street. So knock on wood. I don't have any wood around here. I just knock on my head. That's close enough to being wood right there, huh? Ow, that hurt. Knock on the top of my head. Knocked a little bit too hard there. So again, just like the other video, the pins. Right, there's a little dimple on one side of the hole. The other side doesn't have a dimple. That little dimple tells you that that's the side where your ball should be closest to, or because that's where the groove is to fit the ball in. Right. This one is this thing is a big long bolt. Basically, it's a big long Allen bolt, 6mm Allen bolt. You should use some blue Loctite on here, and to get that properly. So let's move everything over. So I could do this. So let's get the Loctite on there. Shake up the Loctite. Always shake up the Loctite. That's something that people never really do. I always shake up that Loctite, and that's all I have on there. I'm gonna have it. Right. Let's focus on that thing. Focus. Dang it, it's not focusing. Anyways, you see it's only a little bit on there. That's all you need. Don't need to drench the thing. And you see that your axle, it's the shape of a nut, right? Of the hex. So that's how it goes in. So basically, slide it in. So my axles are in good shape. They're never crash. My axles are nice and straight. So that way, I know that that's why it just slid right in. It's, it wasn't tight enough. And usually when it's tight and such, that usually means your, oops, what? I set this thing in the wrong spot. Let me orient it a little bit different. Since I'm not using this as a track bike. Let me orient it like that. Since I'm not using it as a track bike, I'm oriented a little bit different from what Woodcraft says to orient it. This, well, what I'm talking about is this hole here, this through hole. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Let me tighten up my this axle real quick, and I'm holding it basically down here, just like if I was holding a Allen key. You don't want to hold it down here because that just puts too much leverage, and and the axle heads just, or the Allen head, they don't, they strip it pretty easily. You don't want this thing to get stuck or whatever, especially if it's bent. Alright, so that's tightened. Now let's look at the orientation of this. Woodcraft says to orient it so that, you know, if you were using it for being on a track and required safety wire for this, Woodcraft says to, remember there's a little dimple here, so that dimple is where the same side as the bearing, because that's where the groove for the bearing is, right there. So Woodcraft says to orient it like so, or maybe this might be slightly forward, going in this angle, you know, this angle here instead of like that, and safety wiring it so that way the safety wire pulls that direction. So that way, if you're crashing and it drags, it tightens instead of loosening. If you just say, for example, if you put the safety wire going counterclockwise, wherever you crash, you know, the safety wire is pulling that direction and it actually loosens. So you want to go in a clockwise direction. But I'm gonna do it, since I'm not using safety wire, I'm actually gonna do it this way, because I'm concerned that that potentially vibrations and such, and maybe this pin could fall out. So if the pin is facing down, it could slide down, you know, over time, vibrations and such, you know, with that groove where the bearing is, the little bearing where that groove sits, you know, there's always a potential that groove could wear, because that groove is actually on, is it on this plastic piece? Where's it on there? The groove is on somewhere. Anyways, there's a groove, so there's potential that groove will wear, or this bearing here, there's a spring in here, that could wear, and all of a sudden it doesn't expand out anymore, or if it does expand out, it doesn't stay in there. So this pin would just drop. All right, so I'm gonna face it so that way it's basically like this. So that way it's so that way if that wears out, it'll stay going down. You know, it's, you know, let gravity hold it down, right? Same thing with this side. Again, I orient it, because I'm not using the safety wire, I orient it a little bit different. Again, remember there's a little dimple. There's a little dimple there, right? That dimple should always be in line with your ball bearing. So if the dimple's up, your pin should be up like that. If the dimple's down, the pin should be down like that. All right. So I'm gonna be like this, because I want my pin to basically be down, so that way gravity works, you know, works for it instead of against it. Yeah, that's it. So that's how you install the axle sliders. Real simple, huh? Real easy. Only need a screwdriver. Right. Screwdriver and a 6mm Allen for the woodwork, or excuse me, Woodcraft. Alright, thanks for watching.